Hello and welcome to this guide to not cramping. So that's right, after you've watched this video and you take away the recommendations that I give, so what nutrition I recommend and what lifestyle I recommend, you won't cramp again, okay? So right now I'm in the UK and I'm out on training ride here, and it's going to be 30 degrees, or it's probably going to average about 30 degrees today in the UK, okay? So I'm out here in the beautiful countryside in the UK on a bike ride, and I'm not going to cramp. And I know that I'm not going to cramp because of the nutrition. So I'm already sweating. You can see I'm already dripping. And I've only just started, really. So first of all, I do not recommend salt, so added salt or electrolytes on your ride. So I'll take you through, I suppose, the lifestyle and therefore the nutrition, and an all-encompassing guide to explain, because yes, you already might think, well, not salt, I don't use salt. So first of all, if you are unfit, okay, so if you are unfit and then you go out and you do a ride in the heat, and so you're not used to the heat and you are unfit, then yes, you probably will get cramp, and there's absolutely nothing you can do about that. So first of all, you have to have some level of fitness first of all. So for example, maybe you've got maybe at least a few hundred miles a week for a month at least. So it's June now, so if you've built some fitness for the last 3 months, and it's not suddenly a shock, you go out and do a ride, you go out cycling, or you go out exercising, and you go out in the heat. So first of all, you need to build some fitness. So you need to actually do some of the exercise. So I specialize in helping people lose weight and regain their health, and that's through the lifestyle I recommend. And I don't recommend exercise, I recommend having fun while moving your body, and I think the best way to do that is through cycling, because it's low impact and it gives you the freedom and the feeling of freedom and adventure that I don't think anything else in life gives you. And I'm also being bitten because the flies can tell that I'm getting salty. So that's the foundation. You need at least some basic fitness. So if you're just going out and then you suddenly get cramp, it shouldn't be a surprise, because your body needs to have some level of fitness, okay? So that's first of all. And then the next thing is, the lifestyle I promote is a high sugar, low fat, low protein, vegan diet lifestyle. So that means that you'll be eating foods such as white rice, fruit, and white table sugar. So white table sugar, scary stuff, but it's not, okay? It's not making you fat and sick. White table sugar, I mean. Eating a high fat, high protein diet, okay, of animal products is making you fat and sick, okay? So I'm always lean. So I was about 65 kilos this morning, and I'm about 5'11", and I don't count calories or starve myself to lose weight, i.e. being a calorie restrictive or calorie deficit. I just eat as much of the foods as I recommend, and that's the key here, okay? So I eat as much of these foods as I recommend, such as white rice and fruit, and that means, because I'm eating unlimited calories of these, so I eat to feel full, I'm getting all of the salts and electrolytes in these foods. So such as potassium and magnesium and calcium, So all the electrolytes that you might think of that you then go out and buy, or maybe salt that you add on for your exercise nutrition. So I don't recommend these, okay? So there's more foundation. So actually eating food or consuming an unrestricted amount of calories of the foods I recommend. So if you're eating a high calorie meal, high calorie foods, a high calorie diet, such as fats, so fatty foods are the highest calorie foods that you can eat, then yes, you will have to restrict the amount that you eat of it to not gain weight. Whereas the foods that I naturally recommend, the foods that I recommend are naturally lower in calories, therefore you can eat more of them. I'm being bitten. You can eat more of them to reach the same amount of calories. So literally you can eat more volume of them to reach the same amount of calories that you might do if you're eating a high fat diet, for example, such as white rice, fruit juice. You can drink and eat so much, and it feels, the energy that you get from these foods like fruit juice and white rice is amazing, and it gives you amazing energy, and it gives you the salts and electrolytes that you're looking for. So I'm setting out the foundations here. So then the next thing is on the bike nutrition. So I do not add salt to my nutrition here. So I've got some bottles here. So in these bottles, I've got sugar water. So today, because it's going to be so hot, I've got 3 bottles. Ow, 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 being bitten. I've got 3 bottles of 950 with 100 grams of sugar in each. And I've got some sweets with me here. So all together, I'm going to average about 100 grams of sugar an hour. Ow! You can tell that it's hot and sweaty because, geez. It's funny, isn't it, how little things can cause you such pain. Little bugs, little... Ow. I'm going to hurry up talking because I'm getting bitten. So today, yeah, it's going to be 30 degrees. So I'm going to eat and drink enough sugar so that I have at least 100 grams of sugar an hour. So at least 100 grams of sugar an hour. The horsefly. And that means that I'm not going to cramp, because I also have, a good basic level of fitness. I know I'm not used to doing 30 degree rides in the UK for 5 hours, but because I have a basic level of fitness and I use this strategy for fueling and the lifestyle that I recommend, you don't need to add salt and electrolytes. The reason why you're cramping is because either you're not unfit and there's nothing you do about that, or you're not getting enough sugar and you're not getting enough water. And I say, if you're eating the foods that I recommend and you're eating unlimited calories of them, you're getting all the electrolytes and salts that you worry about, that marketing tells you that you need to go out and add and go out and buy. So it's just a marketing tool to worry you. Okay, so I'm going to move on now because I'm getting bitten. Sorry about the footage. And I'll take you along and I'll show you at the end of the ride my TrainingPeaks. So this is the software I use to record my data, and I'll show you the temperature, and I'm going to aim for about 200 watts today, and you'll be able to see horsefly, you'll be able to see what I look like. So I'll be covered in salt, that's for sure, in a few hours, and I'm not going to cramp because I'm going to get enough sugar and enough water. So that's right, at least 100 grams of sugar an hour, and then at least 100 grams of sugar an hour, And then with water, I say generally I'd say 20 degrees, you probably at least, if it's at least 20 degrees, then there's different amounts of water. So that's a more personalised approach, but essentially you shouldn't really put a limit on it, on water intake, by the time you get into 30 degrees. So for me, I've got almost 3 litres of water for 5 hours. So I'd say pretty much that's the minimum that I would recommend. So essentially at least 100 grams of sugar an hour and as much water really as you can take. Ow. So hope you enjoyed the video, and like and subscribe for me getting bitten. So I'm out here getting bitten to death, okay? But I hope you enjoy the view. And yes, the UK has some amazing views here. And yeah, cycling is freedom, is true freedom and adventure, okay? And if you want to enjoy it, you need to get enough sugar and enough water. Look at this, flies biting me. Ow. Can you tell that I'm salty? I got a few friends here who can tell you that I am quite salty. Look at that. And still no cramp. Look at all that salt. And I can tell you, my little friends, they know I'm salty. Can you see them? As soon as I stopped, they were meow, 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 all over me. Look. There you go. So I've just stopped here, so you can see that's what I've done. Averaged about 200 watts, and you can see that I'm salty. You can see how salty I am. And I'm not back yet. I'll be back in about an hour or so. So about 5 hours. And I've had almost my 3 bottles and a pack of sweets. So yeah, I'm at about 100 grams an hour on average. And I haven't cramped. And yeah, it's averaged around 30 degrees for the day, which is quite warm for the UK. And this is where I am. Isn't that amazing view? Beautiful view. I say this is a vegan high sugar diet. So if you're vegan, you don't have these little lambs going to slaughter. If we were all vegan, we'd all be able to go out to the countryside without seeing just products. See the nature there, is a curlew or oyster catcher perhaps. Anyway, thanks for your time, and I'll see you in the next one. Well, there it is, 5 hours done in 30 degrees in the UK. So yeah, and there was no cramping going on because I had enough sugar and enough water. So yeah, I averaged about 100 grams of sugar an hour, and I'm gonna go and rehydrate and get ready for the next day. So like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. There it is, 5 hours and 30 degrees, as you can see there. Average 30, maximum 36, minimum 27 for about 5 hours. So yeah, hot one.
not what we usually see in the UK, but it's good to practice a good nutrition strategy and lifestyle. That means you won't cramp. And even if you're not into cycling, if you live this lifestyle, then you will reduce the chance of cramping. So like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.